Well, hello there folks, and welcome back to the Whiskey Friend with me, Alan. In today's video I'm going to tackle, again, I'm going to head maybe into that kind of intermediate whiskey drinker. These bottles are probably targeted if you feel you've moved through the kind of stages in your journey and you're at the kind of intermediate stage where you're ready to tackle some more complex, more challenging, maybe a bit of cask strength whiskey. Then this is probably the video for you. So I'm going to tackle 5 whiskies today. These are just 5 that are pretty much staple bottles on my shelf. I bought multiple bottles of them, so I'm just going to share these ones with you now. They're by no means the best 5, just the 5 that come to mind for me on my shelf at the minute. So I'm going to crack in with the first one, guys. The first one, we're heading over to Clynelish. So I'm going to do the Clynelish 14. 46% ABV. Yes, there's a little bit of colour in it, a little bit of chill filtering going on with it. Is Diageo, but we have to give prop for Diageo for putting this out at 46. I don't think they do a lot of them at 46% ABV, so I'm very, very thankful for that. It's a wonderful, wonderful whiskey. As I say, I did it early on in my journey and then I had a little gap without it, and I recently, maybe 5-6 months ago, I got back on this again. I got a real good bargain. Picked it up for £33 a bottle. Again, these bottles I'm going to do, guys, they're going to hover around the kind of £50 to £60 mark, with the exception of this one. This is a little bit cheaper than that. See, I picked this up for 33, but it's normally 35 to 45. This one. So this one, when I went back to it, what I noticed of it and how great it was, what a really, really fantastic nose this was. It was one of the best nosing whiskies that I've nosed maybe this year, potentially probably the best nose this year that I've done. It's very, very floral, it's very, very fragrant. There's lots of tropical fruit, as pineapple, as melon, apples, pears, lots of fruits, apricots, peaches, all of that stuff's going on. Big tropical note in it. And the nose is really, really floral and fragrant. That little coastal element, that little bit of maritime element going in there. But as you got into the palate, it was really, it was oily, it was waxy, it was a little bit dry on arrival, but not long after it became really, really mouth-watering. Then the fruits kicked in, the tropical, the pineapple, the melon, the mango, the green apple, all of that kind of stuff came in, and then it took a real, as you got really through it, it became really orange, became into orange, citrus came in, it became marmalade, sticky honey, jammy. Really, really complex whiskey, beautifully balanced. It was balanced throughout, it was balanced on the nose, it was balanced on the palate, it was balanced all the way through to the finish. Lovely, lovely elements coming in. It was just a fantastic whiskey, and some really, really nice spicy notes as well on this one. But see, absolutely fantastic. If you're looking for a start to get into really more complex whiskies, this is a great place to start. Clynelish 14. I have reviewed all of these 5, so I will pop links up here somewhere to you if you want to go back and check these links later on. Okay, what we got coming up next, folks, so let's head over to Campbelltown. I'm going to tackle a little bit of Glen Scotia 15 on this one. One of my firm favourites. I could have easily have chose the Springbank 15, I could easily have chose the Glenallachie 15. I knuckled down to this one because, as you can see, I've been smashing through this and it's been with me from the very, very beginning, right through my journey. The Glenallachie came later, the Springbank came later, this has been here, so I feel a wee bit of loyalty towards this one. Absolutely fantastic. This is bottled in at 46% ABV. It's unchill filtered. I believe there's a little bit of colour in this. It's in that £50 to £55 price bracket. Again, it's great priced. It's Campbelltown. Its nose, it's dynamic on the nose. It's absolutely wonderful. It's sticky, toffee, dark toffee, treacle, honey. It's aromatic. It's got that nice little citrus, orange citrus going on the nose. But then once you get into the palate is awesome. It's powerful. It's intense. It's honey driven, it's toffee driven, it's treacle, all that dark fruits there. It's mouth watering. Nice little piece of ginger going on and as you get into the development, it gets spicier. Really nice spicy, but the honey and the toffee, the fruit, it's just an absolutely wonderful, wonderful piece of work. Absolutely love this whiskey, and it's pretty much always on the shelf. It's been with me from day one, my old friend Glen Scotia 15. So let's move on to the third one, guys. What we're moving on to now, let's tackle this one. So this again is another firm favourite. I'm just ready to crack this one open. I've just finished my last one. This is the Edredeur. It's part of the Unchill Filtered collection. It's aged 10 years old. It's a 10-year-old single cask. This one was distilled on the 10th of November 2010 and bottled on the 9th of February 2021. So a nice 10-year-old. Cask 385 and bottle 185 for you geeks out there. But yeah, Edredeur, what can I say about Edredeur? What a beautiful little place. I tried to visit earlier on in the year. The distillery was closed. Missed a couple of chances to get there. Will try my best to get there this year. But this whiskey, look how dark that is. Beautiful, beautiful, dark whiskey. It's typical Edredeur. It's starting to get complicated. It's starting to get complex. It's starting to get dark and dusty and dirty, and that funk's coming in, whether it's that note that you can't quite, whether it's diesel or whether it's overalls or it's mechanics overalls. It's just that beautiful. And then you've got those raisins and figs and dark fruits. What a complex whiskey this one is. It's bottled at 46%. It's unchill filtered because it's part of the unchill filtered range, and it's natural colour. So all the great things. Again, tip my hat to Edredeur. Again, you can pick this up for £50 for a single cask whiskey. It's absolutely fantastic. I say it's 46%. One of the best £50 I've ever spent. In fact, I've spent a few of those £50 because I went through a few bottles of this as well. Let's move on to number 4 on the list, guys. So what we're doing here, we'll stay on the kind of sherry driven, the dark whiskies. This is one that's popped up over the last 2 or 3 years, which is the Glenallachie Cask Strength. This is the batch 6, which is the recent one it's out. This is bottled at 57.8%. Unchill filtered, natural colour, all the jargon. Billy Walker's behind this one. Big fan of this. I have all the cask strengths, the batch 1 right through to the batch 6. They're gradually getting better and better and better as they go on. This one has got a mix of PX and Oloroso and Rioja casks in this one. Absolutely wonderful. What a whiskey. It's just getting better and better. It's cask strength. See, it's now you're into the kind of 57.8, I think. Yeah, 57.8. So you're into the high ABV stuff. So this is really, if you're really intermediate drinkers, it's not for the newbie. It's not for the guy who's wanting to try whiskey for the first time. This is just intermediate level whiskey. This stuff is. Established drinkers, you'll love this all day long. I think they're getting a wee bit more expensive with this one. I think when it originally came out, they were just slightly under £55. Now they're heading towards the £60 to £65, which I think is just a casualty of the whiskey business at the minute. So that's number 4 on the list. So moving on to the 5th one on the list, it wouldn't be the same. I didn't bring an Islay in, so I've brought my Islay in. I've got the Lagavulin 8 this time. I could easily have went with the Lagavulin 16. I could easily have went with the Lagavulin 12 cask strength. I decided to go with this one because of the price point. I think it's an 8-year-old age statement, but it's typical Lagavulin. See, on the nose, it's bright, it's fresh, it's clean. It has that smoky element in there, but it's got those beautiful lemon, maybe a little bit of chocolate on the nose as well. Beautiful lemon notes. And then as you get into the palate, it becomes much more smoky, much more Islay, much more that kind of bonfire smoke, more kind of typical Lagavulins. Beautiful cereal, malty notes. It gets a wee bit more pungent, it gets a wee bit more dry. Just a real nice piece of work. It was brought in as a special edition to commemorate the 200th anniversary of Lagavulin, I believe, but it's now part of the core range. You can readily pick it up for £50 here in the UK. Absolutely fantastic stuff. So yeah, so that's my 5, guys. I'd love you to dive into the comments. Let me know what your 5 would be, guys. Intermediate whiskey drinkers, what would you recommend for those? Would it be these? Would it be different ones? Yes, I know I could have brought in the Arran sherry cask. I could have brought in an Arran Bothy. I could have done a Springbank 12 Spring cask strength. I could have brought a Springbank 15 in. I could have done a Glendronach 15. So there's lots and lots of good stuff out there. These are the 5 that I seem to engage with. Edredeur 12 Caledonia is another one which could easily be into this list, but I had to limit it to 5. So these are my 5, guys. So that's pretty much for this one. dive into the comments, let me know what you think, guys. If you've liked the video, don't forget to smash that thumbs up button. If you've not hit the subscribe button, guys, what you're waiting for, it's just down there. Just a friendly reminder from me today, it doesn't cost you anything, it's completely free, and you're helping the channel massively on its way to the magical 5k. Don't forget to click that bell to be kept up to date with any future videos that I'm popping out, or any live streams that's popping out. And that's pretty much it. I'll catch you on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Patreon. I'll pop all the links into the description down below, guys. You can catch up with us there. That's it for this one, guys. As always, I'm Alan, and the pleasure is in the sharing, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next one. Cheers now. Bye bye.